Okay, so welcome to my ramblings. Things that probably do not make much sense to anyone but me, and probably no one will see this, but it should be noted that I have only seen the reveal trailers and a couple reaction videos. I have not seen any trailer breakdowns, really. Some of the things are not original. I did not come up with on my own, though, such as seeing people make the connection instantly in a reaction video or seeing it in the comments of reveal trailer or reaction videos. So, with that being said, I will now carry on. One of the first things that I noticed, well, not the first thing that I noticed, but one of the first, the background of the little teaser at the end had this triangle pattern, and that same triangle pattern reappeared in several other places, including plants in the background and also on the scaffolding. So the little ominous little thing at the end with like the glitching text and stuff is probably related to whatever the corporation. Also, one of the first shots in the whole trailer and also one of the first images on the website are both of a train platform. So I don't know, maybe just associating character associated with trains to do maybe legends. I don't know, I am being vague. I think it's just kind of funny. So I don't know, maybe. Oh wait, these are really in a weird order. One of the things reveals that like Zyger complete form, like those are wings. Those are wings. I don't know if that was known before, but I just read that and was confused. I don't know. So AZ, the man himself, tall guy. His bones probably hurt, and then titular backwards. So here's a bit of stuff for you. Also, in like the background of several shots, there are paintings, and I don't know. I just like to imagine that he painted them himself. His hair's long. He's got antidepressants. He's got shampoo. The stitching on his suit and stuff makes me think that he maybe had to sew things together. There are these little gray lines on his shoes, but those are also on the original as well, so I don't know. I also appreciated the thing that like the V-spot and his scarf are the same color, and then his hat and like that are the same color, and I just think it's neat. Also, I've seen comments saying, oh, maybe he's like finally like aging or something. But like the knee pad was also in the original, and I think the cane might just because he's no longer outside all of the time and he's inside, and because he's so tall he has to crouch over a lot, and that's probably why he needs the cane. I don't think he's dying. Now on to the rival. I'm just assuming they're a rival. I don't think it's said anywhere, but I'm just assuming. The names are quite obvious. I clocked Urban immediately after it was said, and Townie took me like about 3 extra seconds, but that was just because I've never really heard the word Townie before, and the only time I've ever heard it before was in like the context of The Sims, NPCs in The Sims. In this, it states that they both live and work in Hotel Z, which that seems like it could be bad. The description also makes it seem like AZ is somehow particularly important to them, which how they meet, how that happen, how do they know each other, what is their connection. On to the next thing. So we are definitely 100% saying in the Hotel Z, and this is almost certainly the actual hotel, or at least part of the interior. Also something to note with AZ's clothing being stitched together potentially by himself is that these curtains are also stitched up in a sort of similar way, so might have repaired these himself. Also, the chair that he is sitting in his key art seems to be the same chair that's around this table. Also, there's some sort of symbol under this table thing that you can only see like the very point of. You can see a little black tip. The frames in the window itself, the same that are also down here, are the same on the outside. So this is almost certainly the same building. The megas have this cool rainbowish effect on them. It's most apparent along the shores or whichever letter around it, but I don't know, I just think it's neat. Okay, now on to another character. Jet, the CEO of the company. The name Jet, or general color design, the kind of swooshy hair, along with the company name being sort of space themed, and maybe she's a flying specialist, and maybe that's specifically supposed to be immune to ground, like Zygarde. But that probably not a very good idea. So like, get 1,000 arrows, idiot, stupid. But like a corporation, you probably evil, and maybe something to do with space. I don't know if I put it on another one of the slides, but Quasartico, like quasar, like a space thing, but like also Arctic, so like cold space cold, coldest space. I don't know, something. Okay, now Vinny. The first and third bullet points probably should have been put together. Why did I separate them like that? There's 3 sort of different predictions on what he'll be. He'll appear incompetent, but is actually very competent at what he does. I think the trope name is like Crouching Moron Hidden Badass, but I don't know. So he'll act like he's not all that good as a bad guy, or maybe he ends up being a good guy. I'm not quite sure. He might be like a robot, like with like the AI professors, like the one of the only clear things was the glowy eyes and stuff, and it's even in his description it specifically it calls out him wearing sunglasses, which so robot, yeah. He could be like Saguaro, which is the home ed teacher from Scarlet and Violet, the manly man but also enjoys like stuff that's more traditionally considered feminine. He has like the Baneri and Pancham like hair things. Maybe he's like a fighting type specialist because of Megalophony and Pangoro. Now on to like the map. There's like a couple like zooms in on thing like, who is that guy with the home edge? Those are presumably people that work for the company. That is the Quasartico building. I don't know who that girl is, but she looks cool. Is that a character? And then there's also this blonde lady, Tyranitar. It seems like it's overreacting. This thing with fletchling to Fletchinder to Talonflame, that will come up on a later slide. But there's also a Hex Maniac chasing a Chandelure. This symbol over here looks either like a Roselia or like a calm alpha symbol. This little symbol over here is just an H slash, and this one is pretty clearly referencing to this building. This is on the floor, and it's kindly stretched out, as you can see by the very tall Tepig. The first thing I immediately thought of when I saw this was the cave floor etching in Fury of Zero in Scarlet and Violet. But I realized that it's probably not that, and it probably relates to instead to these things. Now here's where the Fletchling to Talonflame is relevant, because in the first reveal, basically just the name drop, you can see there was a Talonflame. It's really hard to get screenshots in there. I tried my best. None of them were particularly good. But it sort of flies in this pattern, and where it would have been flying, there is a Fletchling at the very end of the trailer, so that it would be like it's devolving. So there could very well still be time shenaniganery. If a specific character shows up, it would definitely bring into question of how would time travel or stuff work. I don't know. It could still very well be set in the past. Also, another thing that brings up that I meant to mention earlier is that that made me think of trains, subway tunnels. Oh wow, what are these subway tunnels? Oh wow, tunnels under Lumios? What Lumios is based on? Oh, Paris tunnels? Paris catacombs? Lumios catacombs? That could very well be an area based on the Paris catacombs, so I don't know. I think it'd be neat. It'd be cool. But I've also heard things of like the French government like not wanting people to really know about that, so maybe they wouldn't include that, but I do not know. And on to the next thing. I in the comments saw people say that they thought this could be Sycamore's office, but I don't think so. It looks much more detective-y to me. That honestly looks sort of just like a green version of Looker's coat, but over here, and I think that might like literally be red string, like an investigation, and it looks like the urban redevelopment plan, and it specifically is supposed to be confidential. So like, also back to here, that picture over there. Oh wow, it looks like an Esper to me, like it's sleeping Esper, like its head and its eyes are shut and its ears off to the side and its feet and its tail. Now, a detective character related to detectives that has an Esper. Oh wow, who could that be? Who could that be? Is that Emma? I'm not quite sure if I've stated this in this video, but I have never actually played X and Y. I don't think I've ever really watched a full playthrough of it. The game did come out when I was literally in preschool. The problem is anyone who's watching this might have made you feel old, and I am sorry about that. But if the Bulbapedia article that I half remember reading like at least 5 months ago is, and my memory serves correct, it would make sense for Emma to be leading a detective office. And who knows, maybe, I don't know, if someone goes missing, maybe you would travel to a different country to visit subways, I don't know. Now, something that is confusing to me about the first trailer is that the contrast between the two things of the, like, sketching design stuff that is the beginning of it to the young Lily stuff that is in the second half. And why is it such different architecture? Maybe there could very well be time fuckery still involved. I don't know. Kind of hoping there is, because I think it'd be more interesting. Now, a quick fire, rapid fire. There's this X in the background of this one thing. I don't know what that is. Why is that there? There's this, like, satellite dish that looks both like Rotom and Porygon-Z. I probably hope that it'll be Rotom and not Porygon-Z, because otherwise your signal's gonna be here's like presumably a row of clothing stores. I'll admit the hologram clothing does look quite it looks silly. It looks quite silly. Okay, there's this poster in the background a couple of times that looks like the Kanto starters. Like, the squirrel is the most obvious one to me. It's in the middle and it looks sort of like it's winking. Both blisters at the bottom, and I'm not quite sure if it just has like a really large eye or if it's like bulb is somehow red. And then at the top it's Charmander, and I'm guessing it's sort of looking at over to the side of the frame, and it's kind of like the face is like has light in the face is sort of highlighted, and then its mouth is a triangle, and you can sort of see its arm behind Squirtle's head a little bit. I could very well be stretching, because Squirtle's the only one that seems clear at all. Wild stretch. Water Florges? Water type Florges? I don't, this stretch. I did not see this myself. I saw it in comments of that there's you catching a Flaffy at 0% health. Yeah, that's neat. Then there's also that another one that I did not see myself is that Chikorita has disarming voice, which it did not have before apparently. So I don't know. Could be a Fey dinosaur. I don't know. I don't know what this carving is, like Zygarde 200% or some silly something like that. And then there's also these carvings. I don't really know. No, I'm just realizing that I'm pretty sure that it's supposed to be a Spritzee. I was like, oh, what is this? But I'm pretty sure that's just a Spritzee that's, like, facing away. There's then these people with, these evolutions. Sorry, my bad. So they look to be wearing some sort of uniform, and what is the uniform for? Who knows? Could just be a couple people in matching outfits. Now about the teaser trailer at the end.